Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, personal development and learning Jedis. And welcome to Health and Wealth Wednesday. My name is Jamie Lord, and I'm thrilled to be leading the first 6 minutes of this goal-setting session today. And today we're going to dive deep into the world of setting goals that truly resonate with your dreams and aspirations. So let's get started. I guess the title for this 6 minutes is Dreams to Reality, a guide to setting and achieving meaningful goals. How does that sound? Well, look, to start with, I'd like to share a personal anecdote about the power of setting goals and achieving them. And I must tell you, all good things do take time. When I was a kid, about 19 years old, and after 5 years, I was promoted to the Brisbane office from our Melbourne office to run the office there. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? When I grow up, I want to be like my dad and my younger brother who run their own businesses. So here I was, an employee at age 25, and that was my dream. And here I am today with a business that took a bit longer to start than perhaps I would have liked. But I have to tell you, it's the struggles on that journey to achieving the goal that actually brings out the joy. And it's the process of growth and development that is joyful, rather than focusing on the end event, which is a fleeting moment. Boom. Oh, started the business. What's next? That feeling can at times be a bit empty. So I implore you to think about the goals you're setting, not in terms of when I achieve that goal, but the actual process that you take, committing time every week, every day, even if it's just a few minutes, to your craft that brings you joy, that you're passionate about, that you're interested in. So to start, let's talk about the importance of goals. A lot of research has been written about this, and in short, people who have goals are happier than people who don't. So there are some people that say, look, I just want to be in the moment, in the now, and let what happens to the world happen to me. And there are others that say, well, I want to have a growth mindset and take control of the things I'm able to influence. So there are definitely two types of people, broadly speaking. But I would say that to you, that if you create goals, that if you write them down, that if you have an accountability partner who you trust, someone who's going to lift you up rather than drag you down, then you're going to go a long way to achieving goals and making progress that you can feel. A famous quote from John McEnroe, some of you may remember him. He was a controversial tennis player with very fuzzy hair. And he was a tennis player, and then he became a commentator on the tennis. He still commentates today. And he was interviewed one day on a podcast I was listening to on a flight between Hong Kong and Shanghai. And he said every day on his birthday, he asks himself this question: am I 10% better than I was a year ago? I love that question, because we're not thinking, oh, did I improve today? We're reflecting back on the last 12 months. And I'd ask you to be asking those sorts of questions as well. So goals are important. What sort of goals? Should they be difficult or hard? They actually should stretch us. They should be not easy goals. Like, my goal is to go and get 2 bottles of milk today. Now, by the way, sometimes that can be a worthy goal. But I'm going to suggest to you, as we craft our dumb goals and our smart goals today, that you think about something that, would be a stretch. It's going to be a struggle, but it puts a smile on your face. That would be pretty magical if I achieve that. Declaring your goals to others, there's been a lot of research on that. What does that do? Because sometimes when you say, hey, my goal is to run a marathon, the benefits through the recognition that people give you, wow, that's amazing, they vanish as soon as you've declared that goal. So there has to be other intrinsic rewards to the goal. All fascinating stuff. So seek discomfort for growth. I've got behind me 3 key learning goals. What does that mean? Well, it means no easy goals. We need to know there's going to be a struggle there, but we're actually going to feel fulfilled going through that struggle to achieve the goal. I mean, discomfort is a necessary part of growth, and how embracing it can lead to more joy and fulfillment, the research suggests. So I'm going to encourage you, and Roy will encourage you, to step out of your comfort zone and challenge yourselves. How much outside of your comfort zone should you go? Well, the research in the book called The Rise of Superman suggests 4% outside your comfort zone, not 10%, not 20%, but just a little bit. And that's when you're in flow state. You're actually a bit challenged, but you're actually getting more done, and you're growing and being fulfilled by that journey. So 4% is the magic number. Now, SMART and dumb goals. Some of you may have heard about SMART goals, and in a moment, we're going to push play on the Brendan Burchard dumb goals video. So he's sick of SMART goals, which are the norm of best class goal setting. So create goals, and you'll be doing this today, that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Now, Brendan's going to suggest there's no sexiness in being a SMART goal person, and that if we're going to fire up the zest in our lives, we should have dumb goals, dream or destiny-driven goals. And we're going to think about what they might be and going to craft them in a way that when we put them up on our computer screen or on our boards at home, they're going to inspire us and go, yeah, I want to get out of bed for that struggle today, because that's the dream. Accountability and commitment. We've spoken about this briefly at the start of this presentation, and that is choose your accountability partner wisely. Now, you've just seen Jack Mackey, who is a global recognized speaker on customer experience management. We've been accountability partners for years, and I tell you what, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him. Now, I don't know if he knows that, but Jack, if you're watching, without you there through thick and thin, because there are plenty of people that'll come and go when times are good, and when things are a bit tough, they might, oh, I'm a bit busy this week. He's always been there. And I tell you what, when you choose your accountability partners today, if you haven't already done so, choose with care. And you look them in the eyes and you say, I'm relying on you. Okay, very important, that accountability partner, to keep the commitment and the probability that you will succeed. We're going to look at MVP lists and love letters. Now, what's an MVP list? Well, an MVP list is the most valuable, productive, and profitable activities that you do in rank order. Now, why are we doing this? Well, the Gallup research says more than half of Australian workers do not know what's expected of them at work. Does that resonate with anyone in the room here? Perhaps it does, maybe it doesn't, because APT started implementing MVP lists years ago. Paul Bosman was putting them up on whiteboards so that everyone could see what was expected of everyone else, and there was no, oh, I thought you were going to do that. I thought that was job. Well, that's nobody's job. So that's a very important exercise we'll be doing today. Love letters are very powerful. They're not for everyone. But if you warm to the process, you will be writing, as I do, a love letter to myself every single week, which reinforces the power of let's go now, L. O, what's one thing we want to achieve in the short term, in the long term? Let's reflect on V, our victories, our achievements, our struggles over the last day, week, month, year, 10 years. Yep. Because when we do that, we know we have it. The power is within us to achieve almost anything we set our minds to. And that's when we get to the E for exciting projects ahead. This week, this month, this year, this next 3 years. So that is going to set you up with lots and lots of tools. And perhaps you'll feel like you've been drinking from a fire hose. So we're going to do one exercise just before you finish, and you write your action plans to be uploaded into the Promote portal, and that is the Tiny Habits exercise. In fact, a Tiny Habits 30-day challenge. And we're going to ask you, what one little small habit that might take 6 minutes that you commit to every single day with your accountability partner, for example, reading 2 pages of a book. What is that tiny habit that you'll commit to? And if that's all you do today, I can promise you that if you commit to that habit that your accountability partner has signed off on, when you come back to the next session on lead personal development with Jack Mackey, you are going to be bouncing off the ceiling. Am I over-promising? Not sure. Well, looking forward to learning what action plans you create at the end of the session today. Roy, look after these people. They are magnificent, as are you. We'll see you soon.